Geordi LaForge's complete Star Trek timeline explained. Geordi LaForge has one of the most fascinating journeys in Star Trek. Introduced in The Next Generation, he evolves from the USS Enterprise's upbeat helmsman to one of Starfleet's most respected engineers, a man whose legacy stretches far beyond the Enterprise D. His story is not just about serving aboard the Federation's flagship, but about redefining what it means to be both human and visionary in the face of limitation. With his trademark visor and sharp technical mind, Geordi carved out a place in Trek history that remains vital decades later. Let's trace his complete timeline across the Star Trek universe. Early life and Starfleet training. Geordi LaForge was born in 2335 in Mogadishu, Earth, to Silva and Captain Edward LaForge. His life began with a challenge: congenital blindness. Rather than being a limitation, this pushed Geordi toward innovation. By childhood, he had adapted to using assistive technology, and eventually the visor, a device that allowed him to see across the electromagnetic spectrum. He enrolled in Starfleet Academy, where his aptitude for engineering quickly set him apart. While he began his career on the command track, his true genius lay in problem solving and technology. This would come to define not only his personal arc, but also how the Enterprise itself operated under his watch. The Next Generation, from helmsman to chief engineer. When Star Trek: The Next Generation premiered in 2364, Geordi was the helmsman of the brand new USS Enterprise D. At this stage, he was an enthusiastic junior officer, optimistic and determined to prove himself. He bonded quickly with the crew, especially Data, forming one of the franchise's most memorable friendships. By season 2, Geordi found his permanent role as the ship's chief engineer. His shift from the bridge to engineering represented a natural progression for his character. The warp core became his domain, and under his leadership, the Enterprise earned its reputation as the fastest, most reliable vessel in Starfleet. Throughout the series, Geordi often served as the heart of the ship's problem-solving team. When technobabble-heavy crises arose, warp fields collapsing, anomalies threatening to rip apart the fabric of space, it was Geordi's ingenuity that saved the day. His partnership with Data gave these problem-solving moments emotional weight, grounding cold logic in human trust. The movies. Engineering under fire. Geordi transitioned seamlessly from television into the Next Generation films, where his expertise became even more essential. In Generations, he was captured by Dr. Saran and temporarily stripped of his visor, an experience that left him vulnerable and underscored how much he relied on it. By first contact, his visor was replaced with ocular implants, representing both technological progress and his personal evolution. These implants gave him more natural sight and reduced the physical burden of his old device. Geordi played a key role in helping Picard and the crew fight the Borg, ensuring the Enterprise stayed in one piece against impossible odds. In Insurrection and Nemesis, Geordi remained the rock of the engineering team. While the films gave more focus to Picard and Data, Geordi's steady hand on the technical side reinforced his importance. He was never the loudest personality, but without him, the Enterprise would not have survived its many trials. Post-Enterprise career and legacy. Outside of what fans saw on screen, later Star Trek lore filled in the details of Geordi's post-Enterprise career. After Nemesis, he went on to design ships, including contributions to the USS Enterprise F in certain timelines and the USS Jellyfish, the vessel Spock used in the Kelvin timeline backstory. His legacy as a designer and innovator extended far beyond his service aboard one ship. His mentorship also shaped future generations. Geordi was a teacher as much as an engineer, passing down his values of curiosity, perseverance, and compassion. Geordi in Star Trek. Picard. Geordi made a triumphant return in Star Trek. Picard Season 3. Decades after his time aboard the Enterprise E. Now Commodore LaForge, he oversaw the Fleet Museum, a caretaker of Starfleet's legacy. The museum held ships like Voyager, the Defiant, and even a restored Enterprise D, Geordi's love letter to his past. Here, fans saw a new side of Geordi, the family man. His daughters, Alandra and Sydney, represented the continuation of his legacy, both talented in engineering and piloting. Sydney served aboard the USS Titan A, giving Geordi's story an intergenerational resonance. When called upon to face the Borg one last time alongside his old crew, Geordi stood firm, not only as an engineer, but as a father determined to protect his children. His character arc came full circle, blending his personal life with his professional dedication to Starfleet. Why Geordi's timeline matters. Geordi LaForge's timeline is important because it exemplifies what Star Trek stands for. His blindness, often a challenge in 20th century storytelling, became a